So I'm here in the forest outside of Durango, Colorado, and if you look at the area around me, can you tell some of the history? So this area has been largely impacted by a big fire. This fire happened a couple of years ago and it still leaves a scar on the area. But fires are also really beneficial to forest systems. So if we look around, we can see a lot of really low-lying brush. And in California, we have Native American tribes that practiced annual burning and sometimes biannual burning, where they would do controlled wildfires of areas to clear out a lot of the underbrush. And what that would do is to make way for a lot of the trees to not have competition for nutrients, for nutrients in the soil, for water, and for sunlight. So a lot of these lower plants and a lot of the low-lying brush ends up choking out a lot of the trees and really affects their growth. It affects, and we can see that in tree rings when we compare their growth over time. So look at all of this low-lying brush here now, and this is only a couple years. Imagine how much brush would be grown back in 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years. And then think about the effects that that would have when a fire does come through. This is one of the reasons that wildfires in California burn so hot and out of control. Not only is it warmer, and not only is it drier, but we also have had areas that haven't been burnt in so long that you have this huge accumulation of fuels that make the fires burn so much louder. Hotter. Louder is my dogs that are wrestling loudly right now. So I want you to look around and try and find what the producers, the consumers, and the decomposers would be in this environment. This is probably going to be very different.
Really, guys? Right there?
Right there.
Right there.
Okay.
Hey.
Piggies!
Go. Go.
So I want you to look around and try and find what my producers, primary consumers, and where the decomposers would be and what those would be. And these are probably going to be very different than what's located around your house, because I'm in a forest ecosystem and I'm at a pretty high altitude. This is about 7,300 feet here. And depending on where you are, your elevation is significantly lower. So your ecosystem is going to look very different. But the plants that are here all fill a niche and they're all part of the ecosystem. So I have many different trophic levels that are behind me. So see if you can pick out what those are. They blend in. I feel like Loki needs a jacket.
He needs a backpack?
No, Megan needs a backpack. Loki needs a jacket. He needs a sweater.
Here's a tree that didn't burn. Take a look at the undergrowth. What do you notice under the tree? What do you notice where it burned?
So I've been looking around in the forest for some decomposers, and I've been looking for mushrooms, because usually in a forest, especially in a place that's been burned, where you have a lot of stuff on the forest floor, you would have mushrooms. And I can't find any, but what I can find are lichens. So here on this rock, I have a bunch of lichen, and lots of science puns there. I liken you. But lichens are only found in areas that have very little air pollution. So they're a real indicator of the quality of air in an area. And if you get them wet, they will really open up and shine really green. But what these do is these are also decomposers. So what these do is they get some nutrients from the rock, they break down the rock. Even though rock is abiotic, it's not living, they break down the rock in order to put some of the rock into the soil, which adds to the nutrients in the soil. They can also be found on trees, but they're not taking away any of the nutrients of the trees. Remember that decomposers are specifically putting nutrients into the soil. So different ecosystem, different organisms.